Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sonic the Hedgehog 1 commentary. Again, we are playing the Taxman version, or the decompiled PC release, I should say. And though you may be noticing me using the elemental shields and the insta shield from Sonic 3, these are not available by default. You have to enable them via the level select. In the mobile version, that's really easy to do. All you gotta do is like tap each individual letter of the Sega logo and then like hold the screens in the corners, and booyah, you get access to not only enabling the shields themselves. You can also toggle between like the Sonic 1 invincibility graphics and Sonic 2, because they're technically different. Like the stars in Sonic 1 are they're more numerous than the Sonic 2 animation. Which one, whatever you think is better, is up to you. I personally like the Sonic 1 invincibility stars more than Sonic 2.
They are sparkly.
I hope so. It's an invincibility box. Thank you.
Such a minor addition.
I like the Sonic 2 invincibility sparkles better, only because they animate better. The Sonic ones, they have a lot more sparkles to them, but they're also a lot more static in their animation.
Yeah. But they do have proper transparency effects though in this version of the game too, like a lot of other things have gotten.
Yeah. So
I think they look a little better than originally designed.
It's so weird. They gave proper rotation effects to a lot of other objects in the game, but they didn't make it so that Sonic himself rotates properly.
No, still uses the same. Well, because that would require adding more sprites, I think. Well, no,
they would just have to rotate the sprite that's already there. Yeah, instead they do that thing where he sort of snaps to 8 different angles.
Yeah.
Which was what the original did. I wonder...
I guess maybe they thought that was like, yeah, it's too Sonic Advance. Because I know Sonic Advance rotated the sprites, going up loops and shit.
Well, yeah, I think they just wanted to... I think it's because it would have been so noticeable if they changed that specific thing. They decided not to. I don't know.
I like to think that, specifically with Sonic 1 and 2, like, the devs tried to, like, push it a bit on what they can get away with Sonic Team specifically saying, you can't do that or that or that, because otherwise it kind of messes with the integrity of the original releases. Well, I think that's more applicable for Sonic 2 when we get there. But maybe that was one of those compromises they couldn't reach.
Maybe
was making animations a little smoother.
Maybe. What I will say is that the stuff that they did update and add is really nice. Like, I could take or leave the Sonic 1 special stages, but the Sonic 2 special stages are so much nicer. They like it. The smoothness of the animation, now that it's like a legitimate polygonal 3D half pipe, makes it so much easier to react to stuff. The special stage 7 no longer feels like a complete crapshoot, you know?
I would say the special stages all together just feel nicer to control, and this is despite me thinking that I can, leave the half pipe to die. Just let it die, let it burn. I don't care about the half pipe.
Oh, so you want the half pipe to be every special stage, John?
No, not at all.
You're gonna want another half pipe?
If I can have everything be blue... Look, if you're gonna replicate any half pipe, just make it 3D Blast Saturn half pipe, because that's the only time I think they ever got it right.
Can we ever get, like, Knuckles Chaotix special stages back?
Yeah.
No, why? That's like, you know what Blue Sphere needed? Half pipe. No.
I mean, make them better, but I think they're an interesting idea.
They're interesting ideas.
Well, they're less half pipe and more anti-gravity, hexagonal tunnel sort of thing. Like
only on 32X.
I mean, now that we have the technology to do it properly, I think those could be fun if done right.
Yeah,
dude, imagine if fucking Knuckles Chaotix got the Taxman. Trip it.
Why? Why would you? Why?
Well, I mean, if it would make the game better, why not?
I mean, the thing is, like, Knuckles Chaotix isn't a terrible game. It's not a particularly good one, but it's not awful.
Oh God.
I disagree.
Sonic 1 for the Sega Genesis is a great game.
Bounce
We
pad.
have bouncing springs, getting stuck on shit, standing on lava blocks.
Tails my fucking head. But that's kind of goes back into what I was leading into earlier. It's like, so like, why would you have elemental shields and the insta shield like enabled for Sonic 1? It's like, listen, Sonic 1 I've played to death throughout many different versions throughout the last checks notes 3 decades. Oh no. And like Sonic 1 is still a perfectly fine platformer, very vanilla though compared to every other game afterwards. It kind of goes without saying it's the first game in the series. And I got to spice things up when I can. To me, the elemental shields do that just enough to make the levels a little more interesting to travel. And as we saw, like with Marble Zone earlier, I was able to like fucking bypass the fire shield.
The best ways to play Sonic 1 have always been modded versions with like different characters with different movesets. Like Amy with her hammer jump or Sally with her gun.
The best way to play Sonic 1 is a version that's portable, adds new features like the spin dash, aka Sonic Genesis is objectively the best version of Sonic 1.
Oh damn! I thought we were part of the Sonic Classic Collection squad here for a second on the DS. Nobody talks about that version of the game anymore.
That's happened.
That was a good run. That was a good run of the special stage.
Yeah,
right,
it was a good
there.
run. Yeah, absolutely. Speed running. I'm getting the gold splits.
I forgot that Special Stage 6 was one of those ones that just drops you right next to the Emerald.
It's the easiest one, but it's also because everything is so condensed, but that also means like the goal's right next to you too. What the hell happened there? Okay, whatever.
It's good to know that even with these modern ports, Tails is still the biggest dipshit.
Oh yes, he absolutely is. We're gonna see some of that in Sonic 2. Because for once I actually played Sonic and Tails. But like, okay. There's the basic text pause menu.
Hey, you know what? It's more impressive than I thought. I thought that it was going to have like the Microsoft font, but it actually uses the Sonic font.
Sonic C's E Flask.
But that's so much Sonic font. It's kind of a basic like Emulogic font type.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, if you get the latest version now, you don't have to deal with that. With that, you can get the mobile pause menus. I'll take great joy in showing that off in the next game. But
yeah, I do like the 3D graphics for that.
The cool thing about the mobile menus is that you can set the game cover and cartridge to US, Japanese, or European regions. So whichever one you grew up with, you can have that nostalgia, which is neat. It's the kind of thing that, you know, kind of like lampshades the fact that these ports were made by major Sonic fans rather than marketing people.
Fans, not committee.
Yeah. That sort of odd feeling that the Taxman version.
Okay, we get it. Sonic 4 sucks. All right, John, get out of this stupid house.
I'm trying to get these monitors, Ted. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, Sonic 4 sucks.
Sonic 4 does suck. I tried going back to it very recently.
Yeah,
actually, doing the Sonic 4 review.
I'm moving right here for the record. Nothing's happening.
Doing the Sonic 4 review editing for John put me in the mood to try giving Sonic 4 another chance again. It was a bad idea. I hate that game even more than I did before. Like, I thought maybe I could get back into it because I remembered at least, oh, that's happened to everyone.
Not me, because I don't show off.
No,
I mean, if by showing off I mean holding down.
That particular spring, ceiling ramp, and pit are just like the worst.
Yeah, you were trying. Don't tell me you weren't trying to show off by, oh, look at me, I'm gonna spin dash over these and go doop de doop de doop.
Like I'm gonna hold down so good.
No, you see, Ted, there are certain like level design configurations that your muscle memory sort of learns to take as opportunities to roll for speed, you know, and sometimes. Especially in Sonic 1, those places are in bad locations. So
you see, I haven't played Sonic 1 enough to build up any muscle memory in it.
You see that red spring that launches you into a ceiling slope. That's the sort of thing where in the future games, especially Sonic 2, you develop the instinct to immediately go into a spin and gain as much speed as you can. But in Sonic 1, level design isn't quite tailored to that. So that one just launches you into the goddamn pit.
And he did it again.
Oh, God.
Well, you can't tell me that wasn't John's fault.
That was John's fault. He knew that was.
It was.
I mean, he's already died to that pit.
What the fuck is this tone I'm getting from you? Where it's like, this game is a piece of shit.
I'm just really salty that people
literally just said 5 minutes ago this is a pretty basic platformer.
Listen, I'm just salty, all right? I'll admit this. I'm just salty because people have been saying I've been bad at video games for the past 2 commentaries playing Mario. And I'm like, oh, but nobody will ever say John's bad at video games. So
yeah, they don't want to get this ratio. I don't fucking care.
With Sonic the Hedgehog, you kind of do have to be a bit discerning as to what fuck ups are your fault and what fuck ups are like partially level design. I like how they had to add those like completely new gate graphics to the boss because the screen is slightly wider, as opposed to just letting you use the other 2 blocks.
Activate 4x3 mode.
Wide screen, left side, whoa, right side, whoa.
They did make a few adjustments to boss fights. Like, for example, you can't sucker punch the Green Hill boss while he's coming down. You have to wait until he lowers the wrecking ball before you can
my god,
him.
you can see all the top of the water. What wizardry is this?
It's called transparency effects.
I don't understand. Oh, okay. They knew everybody hated this zone if they gave you a bubble shield right at the beginning of it.
Well, all of the shields in this game have been replaced by elemental shields when you have those enabled. The problem is both the fire shield and the electric shield instantly go away the moment you touch water. So it has to be the bubble shield. I mean, there are a few other shields in this level, but you're not going to get much use out of them because water. This isn't a level where you can avoid the water.
A neat little thing that I found out later in the fact, I'm not sure if this applies to only the mobile version or later revisions of this. So if you recall, there is a secret platform you can take by managing to climb back up, and it cuts like a good half of the level
I assume
away.
you're not talking about the Act 3 skip.
Oh, no, that's the Act 1 skip. There's no Act 3 skip. At least I don't think there is.
I mean
anyway.
the Scrap Brain Zone Act 3, which is basically Labyrinth Zone Act 4.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the secret platform you can ride after hitting the switch. Yeah. Originally, if you took that pathway, it was impossible to get a special stage because you could only get 49 rings. It's like some sort of punishment. Later revisions added, get this, a singular ring on that pathway that gets you to 50 so that you can take the shortcut and get a special stage.
I didn't know that. It's probably the revision that added the moving clouds in Green Hill.
Yes, the moving clouds update.
Wait, that was a revision to this version of the game or to all versions of the game?
No. On the Genesis, like revised releases of Sonic 1 added, among other things, a parallax scrolling effect to the clouds in Green Hill, which is like, without knowing version numbers, you can immediately just look at the clouds of Green Hill and know what version you're playing.
Yeah. Also, whether or not the spikes instantly kill you upon landing on them again.
Yeah.
Because
that too.
Spike Bug was only 1.0.
Yeah, Mega Man 1 syndrome.
Yeah.
I know that was a thing in Ocarina of Time as well, where later versions had a different fire temple theme. Why do they even have Tails on a drowning timer? That's the most irritating thing about this game because it freaks me out. I don't know if the game's glitching or if I'm going to drown or not.
Well, I mean, it was like if you don't hear the music, then I guess you're technically safe.
But what if the game screwed up? This is a game from 1991. We don't know what's going to happen.
No, this is from 2013.
Okay, you know what? I'm not paid to deal with this shit. All right.
I don't know why they have Tails on a timer, but speaking of Tails, the another thing that the Taxman versions add is the ability to have Tails fly in every game he's in. So that's a thing. He can also airlift. He can also airlift Sonic using the old ROM hack command, where you jump and hold up to command him to fly.
Isn't that something you can do in the Genesis versions too?
With the you needed a second controller.
You needed a second controller to have Tails airlift you. Yeah. In ROM hack versions, notably Sonic 3 Complete, they started adding this command to have Tails fly with the first controller. It's a little awkward because you need to know where Tails is, first of all. Sometimes he's jumping around off screen and refuses to respawn. But like Tails, you can command Tails to fly by holding up and hitting the jump button and then double jumping in midair.
Yeah, that's what I always did.
Yeah, they like it's another sort of signature fan hack developer thing, thumbprint sort of deal, because it's in Sonic Mania as well. But it's cool that they have it. I sort of like always forget that I can do it when I play these games.
No, it's how I get a lot of special stages in Sonic 3.
Like in Sonic 2, actually, having the ability to just have Tails airlift you can make it so much easier to get the emeralds early because of the checkpoint placements in Emerald Hill. But like It's so good, but also so annoying because, like, you can tell that some of the level areas in Sonic 2 weren't designed for Tails to be able to fly. In Aquatic Ruin Zone, there's a bug you can exploit to just screw the level entirely. Okay, so...
Damn, that sucks, Tails.
Labyrinth Zone. Labyrinth Zone. The bubble shield.
Makes it tolerable?
It doesn't just make it tolerable, it actually makes these, like, near vertical cliff sides that you constantly have to climb actually quite fun, because you can bounce up them. And it's like...
Yeah, it's a little addition that makes quite a large impact, if you ask me.
Well, the thing is, like, the bounce shield's bubble attack was always, like, really situational for me in Sonic 3. It, like, never felt like the level design had any places where it was, like, really useful. Like,
there are a few spots in Hydro City where it can be useful if you miss your timing, but other than that, no, not really.
The bigger issue, though, is that there was barely any water levels that took advantage of the bubble shield, though.
Yeah.
Besides Hydro City.
Yeah, Sonic 3 didn't have much water. Like, it had Hydro City, but then it just had, like, regular levels that had a bit of water within them most of the time. Also...
I want to say...
John, spikes pop bubbles.
No, I don't believe you.
I want to say the only other level that had a lot of water was, I think, Knuckles of Launch Base Act 2.
Yeah, Launch Base Knuckles, but you can use the bounce as Knuckles, so...
Yeah.
It feels like Labyrinth Zone was sort of accidentally made with the bubble shield in mind before they knew the bubble shield existed, though, because the bubble shield really does fit this level to a T. It's amazing.
Was that one of those things that they actually wanted in Sonic 1 but didn't have? Because I know there's a bunch of that kind of stuff.
They wanted to have Sonic wear goggles, which somehow let him breathe underwater.
Yeah, there was the goggle power.
Well, because Sonic breathed through his eyes.
But they cut that out, unfortunately. We did get to see the glorious return of the goggle sprite in Sonic Mania if Sonic happens to be flying the plane.
You can also technically see it here in this version of the game by enabling debug mode. There's a cool couple of things you can do in debug mode in the mobile version. You can reactivate the goggles and they work. They're functional.
Nice.
You can reinsert Splats, the bunny badnik that was scrapped late into the game's development. You can re-enable the lone wrecking ball that's a part of like Eggman's like Eggmobile from the first boss. Originally, that was supposed to be an obstacle that you can push in Green Hill.
All these things are like the game developers screaming, "Did you know we come from Sonic Retro?"
Honestly, it basically is.
It's like if the LostWorld.net's developers got to make a Legacy of Kain game, they'd just be throwing in all this cut content left and right. Soul Reaver Smokestack level, bam.
That's kind of what Mania felt as. Like, to me, it's like, hey, we know that Fang the Sniper exists. Aren't we cool?
Well,
I mean, yeah.
To be fair, the Fang the Sniper, Bean the Dynamite, and what's his name, the bear.
Bark the Polar Bear.
They got prominent appearances in the Archie comics before Mania, so it's not like they were unknown at the time. They were just like mostly known at that point to the comic fans.
I mean, Team Hooligan, so.
Team Hooligan, yeah. So it's like, you know, you can read it as a Sonic Retro call out, which it totally is. But there's also like the Archie comics, which were like basically in their golden age at that point in time. So
at this point, I don't think there's any obscure characters to the Sonic fan base. I think the Sonic fan base knows about every single Sonic character that's ever existed.
Yeah, they'd be like, you don't know who Marine the Raccoon is? You're not a real Sonic fan.
Most of the really obscure Sonic characters at this point in time are going to be like from Ken Pender's era.
Or I would say like Sonic's human girlfriend from the planned Sonic 1 stuff that never got
Madonna. Yeah.
I think everyone knows that for the wrong reasons.
Well, I mean, they were basically just trying to have a Pauline, so it's not that shocking.
Yeah, that's how I always took it as. It's like they were just trying to emulate that.
Yeah, I know. It's just like a very Crash Bandicoot kind of thing.
I mean, Sonic's ass game, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
But like, okay. So, man, you know, even with like the elemental shields and the fun that is bouncing around with the bubble shield, Labyrinth Zone always feels like it goes on a bit too long.
It's the worst zone in classic Sonic.
Insert
Am I wrong?
Insert IGN meme here.
Oh, hold on. That's an interesting thing because I know we only got like a couple minutes left in this part, but like worst zone in classic Sonic.
I'm gonna go out here and say something that I think a lot of people are going to disagree with. I hate Marble Garden Zone in Sonic 3. Cannot
Well, you
stand
said that
it.
before, though.
I mean, I've never played Sonic 1 more than like once and gotten as far as Labyrinth Zone.
Marble Garden Zone. Yeah, like I can understand hating Marble Garden Zone. I like the level personally, but it's like only the third level in the game, and it requires some of the most advanced manipulation of Sonic's physics to do well.
No, I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying worse than Labyrinth, really?
I've gotten to Labyrinth Zone like once in my life, and I've played Sonic 3 a lot more and always gotten to Marble Garden and be like, oh my god, I hate this place.
There's no truer hell than Labyrinth Zone in Sonic Genesis.
Marble Garden is like Labyrinth Zone is just a boring level, really. And, you know, being able to bounce up the walls like this kind of alleviates some of that and improves it.
Like, I mean, I know that you might consider me objectively wrong, and you could be right, but I also don't care. So, you know, there's that.
I mean, you do you. It's just one of those, like, I'm trying to think of an apt comparison where it's like,
I'm being hyperbolic to prove a point, I guess is the best way to put it.
But like, what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, Labyrinth Zone is boring. Marble Garden is advanced very early in the game, so it's kind of weird. And it also like
my only point of critique with Marble Garden is it's very meandering. Like, and I kind of noticed that more frequently, like recording for that review, where they really want you going a lot of left and right, but never like progressing, if that makes any sense.
It's a little difficult at points in the level to figure out which way you're supposed to go. So it does kind of, also the flying spinny top gimmick.
The spinning tops, yeah,
is a little,
the worst part of that
little obtuse to figure out if you've never played the game before. Like I watched a streamer recently, I think it was Gaming Brit, didn't realize that he had to land the spinning top on the ground to zip along the ground and break certain areas, so he kind of got stuck in places. And it's interesting to see that because like I've been playing the game so long I don't even think about it, but it is kind of a confusing gimmick.
Yeah.
And then came the Barrel of Doom.
I'm still recording, so I'm gonna laugh.